So how are you?
Doing all right. Sitting in the car in the rain. So I'm out doing some Christmas shopping and
Yeah. Well, who isn't this time of year?
yep.
So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions I got from my friends.
Okay.
First one. So tell us what made you decide to stay at your at I can't even talk now. I have So tell us what made you decide to stay your or stun or stay your ah. What is your favorite YouTube channel, or to make your YouTube channel? That's what it is.
Okay. What made me decide to start my YouTube channel?
Yep.
I can kind of blame my son. It's my son was actually doing YouTube. He had a fan page he created for a kids TV show, and had done some videos for that, and he got popular enough that he was making money off of it. And so, which is really cool. He was bringing in, a couple $100 a month. And we were kind of teasing one time because I was telling one of my stories that I've told him probably 100 times. And he kind of jokingly said, if you would just say, tell those on YouTube, you wouldn't have to tell us all the time.
Yeah.
Well, okay, why not? And so that was kind of the genesis of the idea. And he actually helped me film my first couple videos, showed me how to do a little bit of basic video editing, and helped me get started, helped me set up the YouTube channel. And so really, he was the one who helped me get started. And it was just kind of a way to tell the stories and have a way to tell them without driving the family nuts.
That's technically how my YouTube channel actually started, except for it was with my brother.
Yep.
Because we actually went on a trip to Florida in 2015, and that's when I actually first started my channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I started vlogging.
Yeah. Well, we figured too. We knew that there's a lot of Disney vloggers out there, but not anywhere near as many former cast members.
Yeah.
Certainly
to Florida in 2015.
A lot of Disney vloggers out there, but
I started vlogging.
Yeah. Well, we figured too. We knew that there's a lot of Disney vloggers out there, but not anywhere near as many former cast members.
Yeah.
Certainly not as many either who've worked at multiple parks, and I don't know of any other PhotoPass photographers. So it was kind of, there's actually an opening here. There's a niche that, if I get a little bit of notice, it might actually be able to grow into something. So we knew there was a possibility it might grow.
But not this
weren't
bad.
necessarily expecting it to, but we were kind of, let's put a couple things in place just in case it does, which is why I set up the Facebook page and set up Patreon just in case. And so that's ended up working out really well.
Okay. So next question. Why did you choose to work at parks? What was there any way something you were interested in doing there? I
have always been a big theme park nut. Have loved Disney, have loved roller coasters. So it was really kind of a hobby of mine years before I ever started working at the park.
Yeah.
The very first job I got at the park was Busch Gardens. I was teaching full time at an inner city school in Tampa, and it was a very stressful situation. So I was looking for something just to be able to get out and away and relax and unwind. And, hey, I like theme parks. Why not go down to the local one?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I got into Rhino Rally. There was an opening posted for it, and I thought, that would be fun. I could be a goofball and have, play around, and it would be relaxing. So that was the first job I did. And then we knew that we were going to be moving over towards Orlando, so there was no way I was going to be able to stay at Busch. I actually had to resign at Busch anyways because they had started a new policy with part-time people. They had to work at least 2 days a week, and I couldn't do that on top of teaching.
Yeah.
But we knew we were moving over by Orlando to do some work at a church there, and I needed a good full-time job that would at least cover close to half of our income. And Disney PhotoPass advertised in the paper for an opening. It was like, well, that would be absolutely perfect. I love taking pictures and I love Disney. And so, hey, let's go for it. And I happened to catch it right as they were expanding into the parks and expanding their numbers. And it just worked perfectly.
So you were actually one of those people that took pictures of people meeting characters.
People meeting characters, people coming in the parks, people wandering around the parks. Yeah, pretty much wherever they were, I could have been there.
Because seeing some of the pictures you used to do actually kind of inspired me to do photography.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I actually have a camera and I go out in my community and take pictures of different people doing different stuff.
Yep. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy taking pictures of people, but if I'm out and about, I'm just as likely to take pictures of animals, flowers, landscapes, and scenes. So it kind of depends. If I'm at a theme park, I'm taking pictures of the rides and the signs and the atmosphere and stuff like that too.
Yeah. So what was your most interesting position at a park and why?
I really can't say that there was a single most interesting one. The 3 jobs that I did were all very different. And they were all fun in their own way. They were really, it's like trying to say, apples and oranges kind of thing. They're both fruit. They both taste great. So there really wasn't a favorite. I loved all of them. I'd go back and do any of them again.
Yeah. That's what I would actually like. If I could, I would totally go back to a part of those parks and do it all over like every single day of my life.
Yeah. The robbing trains at Silver Dollar City was great. It just became busy enough with my church and I needed flexibility and unfortunately theme parks don't flex that way all of a sudden. So it was time to go, but I'd love to go back.
Yeah. Because me and my family are planning on moving down there in a couple of months, in a couple of years. And
down to Florida?
Clinton, near Florida.
Okay. Now I'm up in Missouri now.
Yeah.
So very different place.
Right. Yeah. Plus it's probably more warmer down there where you are.
Well, no, it's much warmer in Florida. It's right now it's 40 degrees in Missouri.
Oh, wow. Well, I know it's hot down there in Florida because I didn't realize that. I live in Wisconsin, so I'm used to the weather here.
Okay.
And I wore a sweater the whole time I was down in Florida.
Yeah, you're colder in Wisconsin, but we're much closer to what you have than what Florida does.
Yeah, but how would you feel going to Florida, not knowing the weather, and then you're wearing a sweater the whole time you're down there?
Well, it depends upon the time of year. When I was there in January, a sweater was a minimum because it was 30 degrees.
Me and last time we went during December.
It's not a bad thing to have a sweater in Florida in December.
Yeah.
It can definitely be worth it.
Yeah. What in the craziest thing you've ever seen at work? What is the craziest thing you've experienced?
I don't know that there is a single craziest thing. I've seen so many different things. I've seen people try to jump fences. I've seen people try to stand up on rides. I've seen I've seen a couple people get injured, which I tell all these stories in my videos. I've seen mechanical breakdowns on the train in Rhino Rally. I was part of one on Rhino Rally that shouldn't have happened. So I've seen a number of things. I'm terrible about when it comes to picking single moments or favorites and stuff. I just can't really do it. There's just so many.
Well, the one story I've heard from your videos that got me thinking that's craziness is the story about that time when you were at the parks and you had to close one of the parks down for almost an hour just because someone went to the bathroom in the garden section.
Oh, that was actually, it wasn't the whole park. It was just the little section where it was a water play area for Ariel.
Yeah.
And it was just that water play area that we closed down.
Okay. But I feel like that's the most craziest thing I've ever heard that's happened there.
Unfortunately, that kind of a thing is not terribly unusual.
Yeah.
There are a lot of adults that, oh, my kid needs to go. Well, they're going to go right here. And it's like, really?
Sounds like a 5-year-old.
The worst part about that was they were literally 50 feet away from the bathroom.
Yeah. I told my mom about that story, and she went, why would they not want to walk 15 feet?
Yeah, because they're gross. So
yeah. Cover some of a part of really heartwarming moments at a park.
Oh goodness, I've seen so many wedding proposals, marriage proposals are incredible. I have seen family reunions, unexpected ones, which were fun. I was taking pictures of one family, and they had planned it ahead of time that their son, who I don't know if he was in the military or they just hadn't seen him for a long time, but he snuck up into the back of them while they were taking the picture. That was a really neat moment. I've seen hundreds of Make-A-Wish kids at Disney and Silver Dollar City, and just being able to be a part and watch those will make you cry. Good tears, but
that was like the most heartwarming part I ever could experience was I actually got a wish from Make-A-Wish once, and they actually sent me to Universal Orlando for almost 2 weeks.
Did you stay at Give Kids the World Village?
Yes.
Yep. Neat place.
We go there. We visit there every time we go down to Florida.
Because
they were amazing.
Yes, it is absolutely incredible there.
Like, I feel like a kid every time I go there, and I'm 21 years old.
Oh, I do too. I go play, and I have a great time.
Yeah. One of the things I told another YouTuber is the next time I go to Florida, I'm going to take a real ring in and try to propose in front of Mickey.
You're going to propose to Mickey?
No, I'm going to propose to Minnie in front of him.
Oh, okay.
Because I've seen people do that, and every time they do that, Mickey gets so upset.
Yeah. It is a good way to get kicked out of his park.
Well, I mean, one guy said, hey, Mickey, you've had over 90 years.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, that's technically right.
I'll give you a hint. It's more fun still if there is a girl in the group that Mickey can then flirt with.
Yeah. I got
flirted
by... The reason I want to do that is because I actually got flirted by Minnie last time I was there. Like, the point, she actually grabbed me by the arm and started rubbing her arm against around my neck.
Yep.
I'm like, are you serious right now? And then
Minnie's very friendly.
And when I tried leaving, she was like trying to reach for me. Yeah. You should have one of your girls try to propose to Mickey in front of Minnie. See what happens then.
I've seen some interesting things. We had one time, and I talk about it in one of my videos, where it was a hot summer day out in front of the train station, and I was working with Minnie, and we had attendants start getting sick, and so we ended up putting Minnie and Mickey together because we were shorthanded, and we still lost a couple more, and so then I ended up taking pictures with Mickey, Minnie, and Donald all together, and my goodness!
And it turned out so wrong because Donald was trying to beat Mickey. Mickey's trying to beat out Donald.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was one of the funniest, most hilarious moments I've ever seen. And they only let us do it for about an hour, and that was enough because we weren't seeing very many guests. It was just too crazy.
Yeah, I still can't believe that Donald even writes #1 duck on his autographs. I'm like, you are number
Well,
2.
he's been in more movies than Mickey has, and more cartoons.
True, because
So
he's been in like the Scrooge McDuck and like DuckTales and all that.
yeah. Oh, actually, when you start adding in all the other DuckTales episodes and everything, it gets even more. Because I wasn't even counting those at the time.
Really?
So he's got Mickey beat by a pretty good margin.
Yeah. Wait.
Worked at the theme.
Do this. What would you be doing in your life?
Doing what I actually do. I pastor a church, and that keeps me pretty busy. This is my side job. And I've substitute taught. I've worked at the theme park. There's a bunch of other things I could do on the side, but my main work is actually being a minister at a church and just volunteer work in community and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's my real job.
You're right. Well, my first ever job was working at a bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've done that too.
And to me it was boring a little bit because basically all I do was sitting around and just cleaning books until like from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
See, I loved. I'm a big reader and a book nerd, so I absolutely loved it.
Well, I like reading books. It's just I don't like sitting there for hours just cleaning. No.
Oh, I didn't mind. I'd find people to talk to and tell them about the books and let them tell me about theirs, and
Right.
so I had a good time.
One of my good friends that actually watches your channel wanted me
Mhm.
to ask you this: if you can ride any of the past Silver Dollar City attractions, what would it be?
If I could pick one, there's one that I never got to experience that I hear people talk about a lot, and that is Rube Dugan's Diving Bell. And I've heard that it was supposed to be really neat, but I never got to do it. Never saw it. The other one that I just missed was Buzzsaw Falls. The very first time I visited Silver Dollar City, they had closed the ride like 2 months before we got there. So I just missed experiencing that. So those would probably be my two big choices.
Yeah, I would be so upset if in Florida they would get rid of the rock and roller coaster.
There's talk that they may eventually retheme it. There's another one in Paris, and that one they're changing over to Marvel.
Really?
So it's the same roller coaster, but the whole theming is going to be different.
Yeah, I keep on hearing that. I keep on hearing rumors that they're gonna take out Aerosmith and replace it with Monsters Inc.
I doubt it'll be Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Aerosmith might be going, but that's rumors. So I don't know when their contract expires, but it's a possibility. Kids today, most of them don't know who Aerosmith is. So
yeah. Well, one of the things I actually noticed is why they put me in front of the name, and then I realized after watching your videos, it's because they don't want to pay fees on the name.
Right. Yep, it's royalties and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the last question I have is actually one of mine. What out of all classic Disney movies, which one would be your favorite?
Oh, see, it's that favorite thing again. There are so many that I absolutely love that it's really impossible to pick one.
Especially when it's Disney movies.
And I mean, I like some of the obscure ones. I mean, you don't hear much about Robin Hood anymore, but I loved that one. That one was actually one of my favorites for years. I enjoy the original Snow White and Cinderella. Oh, goodness. I'm trying to think which ones that I really kind of sit down and watch over and over again. I haven't seen Bambi in a long time.
Really?
Yeah, I used to love Bambi. Let me see. I'm trying to think just actual Disney, not Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah.
I said the first one that comes to mind is the Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Tangled. Frozen's okay. I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be, but it's still a good movie.
Yeah. What?
I wish Figment had a movie.
Figment of Imagination?
Yep.
I heard that they actually got rid of that and then brought it back and then took it out and then brought it back multiple times.
Only once. They redid the ride and they took out Dreamfinder and Figment and found out that was a big mistake, so they brought Figment back.
Yeah.
So it's been redone twice. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes up again.
Yeah.
In the next few years, but hopefully if they do it, they bring Dreamfinder back.
There's one Disney movie that I used to like, but now it just gets annoyed every time I hear it. And that's Frozen.
Which one? Which one?
Frozen.
Oh.
I'm
trying to think. Other movies.
Because every time I go in a car or anything, Let It Go comes on, and my sister will literally start out singing to it. And I'm like,
I can go way back too on some Disney movies and think the Nutty Professor, the Love Bug.
Williams.
No, there was actually, I'm talking Nutty Professor from the 1950s or 60s.
Yeah.
Long before Robin Williams.
Yeah. With Eddie Murphy.
No, long before.
Wait.
I mean, this is actually before I was born. Because the original Nutty Professor was actually done in, I want to say it was like 1960? Really? 61. So Eddie Murphy and Robin Williams weren't alive at that point.
I've only seen the one with Eddie Murphy. I didn't know there was.
Yeah, you got to go back and look at the old ones. Yeah, because there's a lot of old classic movies. The Love Bug was actually done in the 1960s.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Great movie. Yeah, not the Lindsay Lohan version. I'm talking way back.
They need to stop making remakes of different movies.
Yeah. So I mean, I love a lot of those too. So
one of my old-time favorite movies was Aladdin as a kid, but now thinking about it, me and my brother are not psyched about the new live action because of Will Smith taking over the part of Genie.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Because my brother even said no one can beat Robin Williams.
No, but Will Smith may do well. We'll find out. I don't know how I feel about that one yet.
Especially when I look back on his roles on like the Suicide Squad and back when he was a teenager when he did the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I enjoy Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But of course I was watching those as brand new episodes on TV.
Yeah.
When he first made it, not his old repeats.
Right. That's one thing I hate is how they show like half the remakes they make, half the reruns they do is they do like over like the one episode for a whole entire week.
Yeah.
And I hate that. But one of my classic movies is the Three Musketeers starring Mickey, Donald, and Goofy.
Yeah. But thank you for having me and enjoy it. Love answering questions. I'm sorry I don't have more time.
Right. If I knew you were gonna be like in a car and stuff, I would make sure.
This isn't unusual. My schedule.
Little brothers go to bed because they're like have to go to bed in like 2 hours, anyways.
Oh gosh, this isn't unusual. My schedule. I'm typically running all over the place.
Yeah.
It's part of being a pastor. So,
Yeah.
no, I may be stopping at the store and sitting in the car now, but it's not the only thing I've been doing here in town.
Yeah.
I've been running all sorts of other. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Well, thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. Hope you have a wonderful day and a Merry Christmas.
You too.